A seemingly ordinary night in New York City took a wild turn when two teenagers made their way into a subway car. Moments later, the unthinkable happened. The train suddenly started moving. What drove these teens to take control of a subway? And how did a simple joyride turn into something far more dangerous? What happened next left everyone in disbelief. But hey, before we dive into the story, do yourself a favor and pause the video right now. Go hit that like button and let's see if we can make this video reach 1,000 likes. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to your favorite story channel. Also, make sure to ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest and weirdest stories. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming your way. Now sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed as we take you on an unforgettable ride. Don't forget to engage with us in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Without further ado, let's dive right in. In a surprising and audacious incident, a 17-year-old girl, along with an unidentified accomplice, managed to break into a New York City subway train at the Briarwood station in Queens, not only entering the empty train car, but also somehow starting the engine and driving it for a brief distance before crashing. Security footage captured the two individuals entering the unoccupied train car just after midnight last Thursday. The footage showed the girl dressed in a crop top, hot pants, and carrying a bag, confidently making her way through the car. Her companion, a slim-built male wearing a blue tank top, red shorts, and carrying a black backpack, remained at her side as they carried out what would soon turn into a reckless stunt. According to a statement from the New York Police Department, the pair took control of the train, operating it briefly before colliding with an object and damaging the train. Fortunately, no one was injured in the incident, but the collision left the authorities stunned and scrambling to understand how the teens had managed to gain access to the controls. This was an incredibly dangerous and foolish act, said Demetrius Kreklo, the interim president of the New York City Transit Authority. It's reckless, and it could have resulted in a far worse situation. The teens drove the subway train for approximately 50 feet, 15 meters, before the collision occurred. Authorities are still investigating how they were able to operate the train, as it remains unclear what level of experience, if any, the individuals had with subway systems. We are trying to determine how they even managed to turn on the train's engine, let alone drive it, Kreklo added. Police believe that the duo somehow acquired access to the train's operation controls, though it remains uncertain if they used a stolen key or if there were security lapses that made this possible. Kreklo also mentioned that security measures, such as the installation of additional surveillance cameras, are being ramped up to prevent similar incidents in the future. In an attempt to downplay the potential terror, Kreklo emphasized that while the event could have ended much worse, the authorities had the situation under control. No passengers were in danger at any point, he said, but that doesn't make it any less serious. The young girl was arrested and charged with criminal mischief and reckless endangerment, two charges that highlight the severity of their actions. However, her male accomplice is still at large, and authorities have issued a public call for information that could help identify and apprehend him. Descriptions from the CCTV footage indicate that he has a light complexion, a slim build, and was last seen wearing the blue tank top and red shorts captured in the video. This incident comes just 8 months after another subway train was stolen at the Forest Hills 71st Avenue station in Queens. In that event, authorities reported that no injuries occurred, nor was there any damage to the train. Investigators believed that the individual or individuals responsible for that earlier incident used a stolen key to operate the train, though they were never caught. This parallel has led investigators to wonder whether the two incidents could be related, or if the Briarwood culprits were inspired by that previous subway heist. In both cases, there has been a growing concern over how easily individuals were able to bypass the security systems and gain control of subway trains in one of the busiest transit systems in the world. The Transit Authority has responded to these events by significantly increasing security, installing new cameras in critical areas, and evaluating other measures that could prevent similar breaches. The case at Briarwood has already attracted significant media attention, especially due to the bizarre nature of the crime. New Yorkers are used to hearing about subway delays and train malfunctions, but rarely do they hear about teenagers taking control of trains and attempting to joyride through the underground tunnels of the city. "I've lived in New York all my life and I've never heard anything like this," commented one commuter at the Briarwood station. "It's crazy to think someone could just get in there and start driving the train. This isn't something you expect to happen." The boldness of the act has left many residents shocked, and officials are working quickly to restore confidence in the safety and security of the subway system. While this situation was controlled and no one was hurt, we cannot allow this kind of breach to happen again, Critchlow emphasized. Interestingly, this isn't the first time something like this has happened outside the United States either. Back in January 2013, a young woman in her early 20s stole an empty train in Stockholm, Sweden, and drove it until it derailed and crashed into an apartment building. No one was injured in that incident, but it drew international attention to the vulnerabilities in train security. Though seemingly unrelated, the incident adds to a curious trend of young people attempting to take control of trains in both the U.S. and abroad. In New York, officials are hoping to avoid further incidents like the one in Queens by tightening protocols and increasing oversight. The arrested girl is set to face a trial for her actions, while the search continues for her accomplice. Anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of the young man seen in the footage is urged to contact the New York Police Department. Critchlow closed his remarks with a plea to the public, saying, "This was an incredibly reckless and dangerous act. If you know anything about the identity or location of the second individual involved, please come forward. It's imperative we hold both parties accountable for their actions." As the investigation continues, authorities and New Yorkers alike remain baffled by the audacity of the teens and the ease with which they managed to gain access to such a vital component of the city's transit system. The story has raised important questions about subway security and how these vulnerabilities might be addressed to prevent another dangerous joyride from occurring in the future. For now, the 17-year-old girl faces serious charges, and her actions will likely serve as a cautionary tale for others who may consider turning New York City's subway system into their personal playground.